The originals are aware that Carrie has previously used email to reignite smoldering resentments with Aiden, to be able to contact Aiden after their separation in a means other than the phone. Carrie created her first email address back in season 4 of the original series. "You were missed," it said. "Do you miss me?" This time, her email basically says the same thing but is wrapped up in a more carefree ribbon. "Was wondering how you were doing the other day when I was thinking of you." It is loaded with an ellipsis. It's not difficult to understand what she's doing when combined with the slightly sensual yet casual "Hey stranger." Why not, then? Carrie has utilized Google, which is cost-free. She is aware that Aiden is divorced, lives in Virginia, and has a sizable check from West Elm in his bank account. It almost surprises me how long it took her. There are more references to Sex in the City in this episode as well. Seema proposes to Carrie in another episode that they rent a vacation home together in the Hamptons. Carrie nods gleefully in agreement, which is humorous only because only a few decades earlier, she, Charlotte, Miranda, and Samantha all believed that they were too old for a shared Hamptons residence as 30-somethings, calling it pathetic and comparing it to being the oldest kid at summer camp. However, now that they are in their 52nds, Carrie and her friend can afford a luxurious beachfront rental with more bathrooms than residents. That is not at all pathetic. Unfortunately, summer is only a distant memory in this episode. Since it is the thick of winter and it is snowing heavily, practically everyone experiences serious problems. On the same night that Herbert holds a campaign event, Moma is honoring Lisa as a black female filmmaker. The two argue over which event should come first, but Lisa isn't holding back on her intention to do me and Herbert can kick rocks. Her vehicle service then cancels. Lisa declines Herbert's attempt to save her because of his arrogance. She makes it to the stage on her own, trudging through the crowd in stunning stiletto boots. But when Herbert appears to support her, she is happily surprised. Similar to this, Carrie cannot fail to appear at WidowCon, where she will read from her most recent book, Loved and Lost. This is partially due to the fact that she couldn't bear to disappoint the large group of grieving women, but more so because the organizer is her former writing partner, Karen, whom Carrie allegedly ghosted before an important meeting with a major studio. Karen would probably never let her live it down. It is unclear how Karen has such control over Carrie, but the fact that Carrie paid in at 6 figures because she felt awful over a misconstrued sex suggests how powerful a motivator shame can be for her. In any event, Carrie is quite concerned about this job and requires a type of psychic to calm her anxieties. She determines she is the perfect candidate for the position. She tries to back out of the agreement to snow blankets Manhattan streets on the big day, but Carrie leverages her own status as a grieving widow to draw Chi back in. Carrie struggles to maintain composure as Charlotte screams on the other end of the phone about condoms in what is unquestionably the funniest scene of the episode, and, dare I say, the entire season so far. Carrie is wearing what amounts to a fabulous down comforter as she lumbers through the blizzard to the Cherith. Of course, Charlotte needs condoms badly, but not for herself. Lily and her lover, Blake, are set to do the act for the first time. Therefore, she has to get them for them. Charlotte contacts Carrie to see if she has any extras because the Snowpocalypse has closed all of the pharmacies. It turns out that woke Charlotte is the mom of Lily and Rock. Contrary to what some of us may have assumed based on her role in Sex in the City, she is a genuine sex-positive mother to the point that she instills in her daughter the value of prioritizing her own pleasure alongside that of her spouse. Charlotte eventually gathers a variety of condom alternatives and delivers them to Blake's parents' home, giving Lily a short embrace before her daughter dashes upstairs. Sure, it's a little embarrassing, but it's also a very sweet moment. Many of us who were born before to the Clinton era find it difficult to imagine having this type of conversation with our parents. When Charlotte informs Lily that her parents made sex appear impermissible, she admits as much. Charlotte might not want her kids to grow up with the same stifling views on sex as she had. In many respects, Charlotte may be a traditionalist, but this is progressive parenting. When Steve and Miranda are left alone at their old home in Brooklyn, Miranda takes advantage of the time to do the errands she knows she can't put off indefinitely. When she asks Steve to go, they start to fall apart almost immediately, loudly insisting that it is his home, Steve. He renovated the flooring, constructed the kitchen, and installed the bookcases. She reminds him that Miranda's money actually paid for it. Steve loses it after taking the punch, and he slashes Miranda as deeply as he can while yelling that she never wanted to live there, never wanted Braden, and never even wanted him. All at once, there is far too much truth present. Steve successfully stops Miranda, who is sobbing uncontrollably and putting on her coat. He apologizes profusely in the process. The two end up cuddling up next to one another in bed, with Miranda expressing her regret for hurting Steve so much. Another unexpectedly romantic moment occurs at that point, at least until Miranda discovers a condom wrapper on Steve's end table. Steve has reportedly been having sex with a Whole Foods employee while she has been agonizing about whether or not he will ever be able to move on. As soon as Miranda leaves, she walks home to her real love, Chai. Having let go of the guilt she had been carrying around for months, but instead of welcoming her with wide arms, Chai isn't there. It comes out that she thinks that things with Miranda have changed and won't get better. Miranda accepts despite her eyes becoming teary. Actually, it's remarkable how nicely Miranda handles the split from Chai. Miranda's attraction to Chai was so strong that she destroyed her entire existence to be with him. Then their ego suffers due to the failure of Cheese Pilot. They live on Pirate's booty for a few weeks, and is that it? Does the Che boss's ship have to sink the entire relationship as well? Miranda simply lets everything go. Maybe Miranda is making a comeback for people who missed her when she was issier and cynical. Rip, sappy Miranda, we scarcely even knew you. Thanks for watching.